Hello, Dave the Rave, roving the rock here, and I'm at Brodick terminal today. And the reason that I'm here is because, apart from the nice view of MV Alfred and the nice sunny day and the view of Brodick Bay, is because there are ferry disruptions, and I thought I'd show you what's going on in the car park today. I've got my microphone pointing away from me and towards these people in the boat so that you can hear and see what's going on. Hopefully you can still hear me as well. I'll try my best. What a beautiful day it is. So this is MV Alfred, the ferry that we're not meant to have, that's meant to be at Isla, and happily we have this, and in particular lucky to have such a big capacity vessel just now, because MV Caledonian Isles has had an engine problem since yesterday, which is getting worked on. Problem with the governor of the engine, and so it cancelled yesterday morning, and it's been off the day so far. There's going to be an update on MV Caledonian Isles at 5 o'clock this evening. This is about 3:15 just now, so a couple of hours we'll know if it's back on. I know they're hopeful to get the ferry back up and running again by the end of today. Be good. But I thought I'd show you anyway just what's going on with the Alfred, because this sailing here is not a scheduled sailing, it's an extra one that's been put on the same as yesterday to try and take the increased load that's been placed by the failure of the engine problem with Caledonian Isles. So we're not meant to have this sailing at all, and I just think it's great that we've got this extra one. And I was the car marshal the whole of yesterday, along with Kevin, who is down there just now with Fiona, and Kev and I were doing this job yesterday. It was a long day, it was a 15-hour shift, and but we were very grateful to have this vessel taking 85-90 cars every time it appeared, and also doing an extra sailing when there are, of course, limited numbers of crew on that vessel. They're working very hard. So this is the extra sailing. I'll swing around to the left and show you what's waiting to go. Beautiful view. You just gotta never stop appreciating this kind of view. Beautiful. The view of the car park and the old pier, which is now gone. Just the car run up to the pier with all the benches on it, the yachts in the distance, and all the mountains and Goatfell. And we've got the car park there. It's not full, so like I said, this vessel will take about 85-90 cars, a bit less if there are 5 or 6 lorries on it. You have to take away from the car space, but about 90 roughly if it's just cars. And I think there's only 55 or 60 cars there. I just thought it was important to show, when everybody's talking about how they can't get off the island and all the problems they've had. Certainly I was working on the 720 last night in the height of the disruption yesterday, and they put an extra sailing on at 3:30. That left completely full, and when we got to the 720 it left full as well. The Lochranza boat did extra sailings and took a lot of traffic away. There weren't that many cars left behind, and certainly there were no foot passengers left behind. The Alfred sailings, despite the lower passenger capacity than the Caledonian Isles, didn't leave anybody behind at all on any sailing, and won't on this one either. So certainly foot passengers had no problem, as is always the case. Car space is at a premium when one of your two big ferries has got a problem, but I think it's important to note that we should be grateful for having this one, the first summer where we've ever had 2 large capacity ferries, and we've got one backing up the other one. Otherwise it would have been a much smaller vessel any other year, or no vessel at all. And you can see the ferry was completely full coming over as well from Ardrossan. So this has been well used. And these aren't people that are stuck over in the mainland. They're not stuck there. They're coming over to Arran because they want to, most of them, for holidays, and they're getting an extra chance to do that with this vessel. Cup half full or half empty. You pays your money and takes your choice. I'll go for half full myself, or even completely full, to be honest, on a day like today. I'll just zoom in a little bit on the ferry to see what's going on. We've had the Alfred all summer. Same amount of capacity as MV Caledonian Isles, about 90 cars. It's almost like a dual carriageway going down the sides, and then 5 lanes in the middle taking high vehicles. There's a nice one for foot passengers. I think yellow must be either the safest or the most fashionable helmet these days, by the look of it. Just looking at the reflection in the walkway there. That's all the foot passengers going on. It's quite amazing the walkway with the blue sky behind it, isn't it? Not many vehicles left to come off. In fact, it might just be that coach there, I can't quite see. Look at a coach and a lorry. Just reversing off. They reverse off at the Brodick side because it's a straight reverse. At the Ardrossan side it's a bit more tricky. Yeah, the last one. Just while I'm here, I'll show you something else. I'll swing around to the other side of the bay. Hopefully I can hold this camera still enough to show you. I'm going to try it. I'm going to point over towards the castle just while we're here. There it is. Hopefully you can see that. Brodick Castle. That's probably close enough. Try and hold it still. Can you see that? Yeah, that's not bad. That's probably better. Brodick Castle just had all its scaffolding removed. It's been undergoing repair work to the walls. It's been covered in kind of red and white scaffolding and covers for the last number of months, all summer. And it's just been removed now. I think it must have just finished getting removed yesterday, to be honest. So that is a different view of the castle that we've had. And I'm going to go up there and have a good look at the castle and see what the walls look like now, just once I've finished this. Now, I can Come back to what we're doing, getting distracted there. And that's your foot passengers going on there now. And the motorbikes, which I have to say are quite nice looking. Like, well, they look like Harleys, although I don't know what make they are, but you know what I mean. Cruising motorbikes. They're nice, there's one. And the one's there. There's the push bikes going on now. And they're just starting to line the cars up ready. They've got to put the foot passengers and the push bikes on separately first of all, just to keep them safe and away from any chance of harm from the vehicles. Then what he usually does is takes about 20 or so smaller vehicles, and then if there are any big ones, he'll like to shove them right up at the back. He'll reverse the lorry on, the co-op lorry, and probably, well, the motorhome, he's got a motorhome there, he might just take that straight down. That's a choice, he might not reverse that, but he'll definitely reverse the co-op lorry at the back. Okay, so let's see what he does do. Two, three, four with the orange one. Do you know, I can't help it. If you load the cars, you can't help but count. Even if you're standing here with a clicker in your hand and it tells you how many cars are going past you, you still count in your head. You can't help it. It's ingrained. Anyway, I'm not going to count this time. I still am actually. Can't help it. Okay, I'm at 10 cars to the orange van. Being that one, in the 70s orange, which I still remember that colour being on my walls in the house in the 70s. That really was a colour you painted your walls if you weren't around at that time. So, 14 to the white one. 16. $17 with the little black one there. Now if he hasn't got much big traffic, he might carry on taking the small ones. He might. We'll see. Time will tell. Okay, if it was 20, he'd be stopping at that little black Fiesta there. He hasn't. Okay. So just taking them all straight down. Probably just leave space for the co-op in the middle. Nice and easy. I'll show you something else since we're still here. Hopefully try again to hold the camera still enough to do this. There's Goat Fell. Do you know, I've had lunch breaks, so many lunch breaks in Brodick, and you can look up at Goat Fell, it catches your eye, of course, it just stands out. So many times, almost always, if there are any clouds anywhere, they'll be right on the top of Goat Fell. Just sitting on the top, and the rest of the mountain will be clear, but you'll have that little cloud just on the top of Goat Fell, even if you don't have them anywhere else. I know it's the highest point, and what happens is, of course, water vapour condenses and cools as you get higher up and it hits the mountains, and that's why Brodick's more rainy than the other villages, because the rain condenses up there and the prevailing wind tends to drop it in Brodick. But it's funny how you just get that little cloud up there. It just sits there most times. So sometimes you can be very unlucky, go all the way up Goat Fell and just about reach the top and then find you've got no view. If you're unlucky. Today would be such a day. Come back to what we're doing. Keep an eye on the loading here. Right, if I look down below me, I can see there's a motorhome just getting turned around ready to reverse, so it's going to be backing up, and the co-op will be, but that'll be about it. Everything else will turn around on the deck when they get to our side, because remember there are 9 lanes there and 5 in the middle, so it's really easy for the 5 lanes in the middle to just go straight up to the back of the boat, turn right and come straight back down 2 lanes on the right and come off the same road they went on. Okay, they've stopped the cars now. Oh, I take it back about the motorbike, by the way. The second motorbike here is a trike. And that does look fancy. I'll just show you what's going on with the motorhome. Oh, I was wrong. It's going straight down. Oh well, they might change their mind. So they're reversing the mail van down. Oh, there's Fiona saying she thought it was reversing. And they decided to reverse the 2 mail vans instead. Change the plan. I can hear what they're saying from up here. There's the lift cars there with the hazard lights on. We've got a bit of extra space. I'll show you this motorbike. To see, I do like vehicles that are different. That's a nice one. Nice, eh? Fancy. Can't see what make it is. But it's nice. Got a boot at the back of it. Isn't that great? Like that. I don't know about young people, but as far, the way it used to be, and certainly is with me being an older guy, you can ride a trike on a provisional license. You don't need on a driving license. You don't need an actual motorbike license to ride a big engine trike, or you didn't used to. I don't know if that's tightened up now. You know how you get through life and rules tend to get tighter and tighter. But that's the way it was all of my adult memory. In the end I passed my motorbike test and got a full licence anyway, so I could ride it regardless, and I probably will start riding a big motorbike one day. I'm quite proud of the fact I've got a licence. Certainly the way it was, you could ride that without having sat a bike test. Quite good with microphone this, you know, this motorbike just started up and I can hear the engine. Nice. nice, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, I fancy that. A motorbike with a boot. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Of course, he doesn't need to wear a helmet because he's on private land, apart from anything. This isn't a public road. Colourful van. I'll say something else as well. My experience of these crew on the Alfred, you just never have a problem with them. They're so friendly, hard working, very nice, and actually they're enjoying the time coming to Arran as well. So it's a really positive working relationship with these people. Just turning a couple of vehicles on the deck now. Of course, the ones that you put right at the door have to be facing off the door to come back out again, but these cars are now going up the kind of dual carriageway to the left of the black and yellow poles. There we go, hopefully you can see what's going on. So these cars are going on the ramp, and then in behind those poles where the headroom's 3 metres. You can put low vans and cars in there, you just can't put any high motorhomes or commercials. And they'll go right up the left hand side, right in the back of the boat, and then come back off the same bit on the right hand side. So there's no turning at all. Hope you can see that. Very easy, isn't it? No mezzanine decks. No messing about, drive on, go around the circle, come straight back off the same door that you went in. Easy peasy. Let's see how we're doing the car park now. Just got one lane left and go up. So fingers crossed the Caledonian Isles is fixed and the next announcement at 5 o'clock, and that'd be great, and I'll wait for that. Hopefully I'll post this anyway after they've made that announcement, and I'll tag it onto the end of this little video here. Left it in there, it's nice. The main thing to remember is it's taken everybody who wanted to go, who turned up on time. It's going to take everybody. Of course, I'm assuming that the co-op wants to go. Maybe it doesn't, so it might not be going.
Kevin, what task been sent these guys to?
Couple more foot passengers coming on now. Okay, all 6 cars are going straight on. I've just heard that call, so that's fine. Away they go. Okay, there's the door going up. Right, there we have it. Job done. Dave the Rave. Moving the rock. Over and out till we get our update at 5 o'clock.